What in the World is Tikal? Written by Dr. Austin Martin, Hadia Salim, Hafsa Idrees, Hannah Shepian, Hannah Nye, Isra Ziad, Haley Zong, Aamna Idrees, Sion Min Jong, and Grace Parrish. Edited by Taryn Foster. Narrated by Alexa Cable. Chapter 9. A Popular Film Set Location. Grace Parrish. Introduction. The ancient city of Tikal is one of the largest ruins left by the Mayans. Located in El Petén, Guatemala, the site's greatness has been significant for archaeological work, history, and pop culture alike. Famously, the ruined city was used in 1977 as a filming location for Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope and other films in the years to follow. Furthermore, since 1979, the site has held the designation of UNESCO World Heritage Site, invoking important implications for its study and preservation. This attention further grew interest in Tikal from tourists from across the world, with some interactions and gatherings causing damage to the monument. Looking to the future, globalization combined with ongoing technological advancements present unprecedented opportunities to share, appreciate, and preserve the ruins. Star Wars. The most notable use of Tikal as a film set location was in George Lucas's Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, 1977. Mayan temples in the ancient city were featured in the film as the moon Yavin 4. The city of Tikal, deep inside a Guatemalan rainforest, had the ideal scenery to pose as a hidden base for the Alliance to restore the Republic resistance forces against the evil Galactic Empire. From this base, Jedi Luke Skywalker and Han Solo launched an attack on the Galactic Empire's Death Star weapon and base. The movie features the top of the ruins, Temple 4, looking east, and Temple 1, 2, and 3 can be seen in the backdrop. Showcased in the film are shots of spaceships approaching the moon. Most of these shots are the same, only with copies of different ships, including Han Solo's notorious Millennium Falcon spaceship. This rebel base on Yavin 4 reappears in Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens. However, Disney opted to film the scene in a studio rather than the actual site. Shooting at the site took place for 5 days in the month of March during the November to April window of the year where the climate is mildest. This also tends to be the time most frequented by tourists. The Tikal set certainly made its mark, as the moon itself, Yavin 4, is also referenced, mentioned, and depicted throughout the franchise and in related products such as the Star Wars Rebels animated series, the Star Wars Battlefront 2 video game, and several Star Wars companion books like Star Wars Character Encyclopedia and Star Wars The Original Trilogy, a graphic novel. Star Wars director George Lucas is said to have selected Tikal as a site for the movie after seeing a poster depicting it in a travel agency in England during the film's production phase. In March 1977, Lucas sent a film crew in the middle of Guatemala's Civil War, which raged on from 1960 to 1996, to shoot around the temples. The camera crew had to lift and operate heavy camera gear and lights to the top of Temple 4, which stands at 210 feet tall, using a pulley system. Interestingly, following the shoot, the huts the film crew had lived in while visiting were burned down as a protest by leftist rebels opposing the right-wing military government. Since the release of the film, Tikal has become and remains a staple tourist attraction for visitors to Guatemala. In 2012, 35 years after the release of Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, tour guide Gamaliel Jimenez recounted to Reuters, "One tourist group told me, if you don't take us to where they filmed Star Wars, we aren't going to hire you." The attention and subsequent mass tourism related to the Star Wars franchise has increased the need, but also public pressure, to protect the archaeological site and protect from excessive poaching, harvesting, and fires in the area. Its impact has also inspired and been furthered by other films shot at the site over years to follow. Other projects. The ancient city of Tikal is an astonishing rainforest landscape with Mayan temples, monuments, and palaces. Since the early 1970s, but especially after the success of Star Wars, the scenery at Tikal has attracted several other film productions. Tikal was featured most notably in Lewis Gilbert's Moonraker, 1979, and Mel Gibson's Apocalypto, 2006. Many of the temples at Tikal hold ancient shrines, thought to have been used for worship. These shrines were first featured in the 1979 James Bond movie Moonraker. Bond, played by Roger Moore, makes his way through obstacles in the jungle to reach the evil lair of his enemy Hugo Drax. The lair, Drax Industries' headquarters, is depicted as Temple 1. Decades later, Apocalypto is a historical epic set in the 14th century following the dangerous adventure of a young man traveling across a declining Mayan society. As per Gibson's vision, the movie crew opted to use sets with physical buildings over computer-generated images. The pyramids and temples seen in the film were inspired by Tikal
Sample complete. Ready to continue?